All right, we are recording. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Vanny Blitz. We're all in the same room. Another step in our evolution. This is great. We've got a lot to talk about today, particularly NFL football. First thing, I know a lot of people want to talk about all the undefeated teams, if they're legit, what the causes are, how that forecast for the rest of the season. But I want to talk about the Rams. Are they the best team in the NFL right now? My answer, yes. And it is because of one change, that change being Matthew Stafford. That guy is an MVP candidate this year, and he is what makes the Rams the number one team in the league. That's how we'll start.
I know we were talking about this before. I retract my point on them not – I say they are the best team right now. Do I think they'll win it all? No. I think no matter what, those teams like the Chiefs and the Bucs, like it doesn't matter what happens in the regular season. You get to the playoffs, they peak, and that's all it is. Whoever's peaking in the playoffs is who's going to win it all. But I do – like Wolf said,
so the 1 and 2 start means nothing?
I don't think it means shit, to be honest.
No.
I don't think it means
especially with a 17-game season. But with the Rams, which is like really exciting, is that they're beating the teams that are like everyone thought were even above their caliber. Like last year, they beat everyone that was the same or worse than them. Now they're
not true.
They're elevating.
They beat the Dolphins beat them.
When?
Like early
okay,
on.
but I'm saying like the majority, like
I have to say it.
you know, like they love the Dolphins. I know we'll talk about that overtime game.
We'll talk about the Vikings' first win of the season.
Let's go. The Giants 0-3, Lions 0-3. But the Rams, I think the defense is really good. Everyone's playing really well except Robert Woods, and yeah.
Dude, Cooper Kupp is like.
I want to say something about Woods. Like, that's another thing about these Rams. Like, they just have so many weapons on offense. Like
Cooper Kupp
Deshaun
is
Jackson
insane this
had
year.
That was their thing when they made the
yards.
playoffs too. I mean,
Van
like,
Jefferson,
when they made the
Tyler
Super Bowl.
Higbee. There's so many contributors that Robert Woods is like not even relevant, and he's a
he's a
receiver.
playmaker.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, when they made the Super Bowl that 1 year against the Patriots, I remember like they had so many weapons, more weapons than you'd seen on a team like in the Super Bowl ever before. Obviously, they still lost, but like they were very versatile. And Sean McVay is an offensive genius, so you can never really go wrong with that offense. And now that their defense is so dominant, like it's scary. Was their defense that elite when they made the Super Bowl against the Patriots?
It was, but
I think so. That's why it was such a gritty showdown of like a defensive match.
That was like the worst Super Bowl
ever.
ever.
Terrible.
That was like
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But they shouldn't have been there. They shouldn't have been there. It was like the pass interference.
That was the whole thing.
Oh,
exactly.
That was
one
so
player,
messed
I
up.
forgot who the Rams
also
corner is, but that guy was like the most
that
unlikable
catch.
player in the world.
No, that was the year after.
Because the Saints are the ones who played them. So.
Yeah, the new look Rams.
I also wanted to shout out you because you were the one who were riding the Rams hard. And
I was riding them.
I was definitely a little bit suspect at first.
It's because as a Lions fan, kind of like, what do I look
Stafford.
forward this year? It's Stafford's success. That's pretty much it.
Dude, that game with Goff though, like, was it week 1 where like they almost made that crazy
Yes.
comeback? That was crazy.
Lions are not bad. They've been unlucky. They've been getting unlucky.
I mean, it's a 65-yard kick. I
Off
saw
the
Justin
crossbar.
Tucker went from like 85 overall in Madden to 99.
I know.
To 99?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he just set the record. So he got a 99 overall. But yeah, the new look Rams, the new look quarterback, that is a good sped up. Speaking of new look quarterbacks, let's talk about the Panthers. Sam Darnold, they are 3-0. Do we think they're legit? With McCaffrey going down, I'm not so sure. But before he went down, that fully healthy team, I think the Carolina Panthers are a great NFL team.
Yeah, I've been really, really impressed like with their defense. It's like a ton of young guys, kind of like a weird group that they just put together in the last like 2 or 3 years. Because like that defense was gutted and they're playing like very, very well. I mean, they did play the Jets, Saints, and I can't think of the other team. But
maybe I don't know.
I think the Panthers like have a really good defense, and they're going to be a problem for teams like the Bucs and the Saints. In that
they're going to be a sneaky team for sure.
Totally.
They drafted J.C. Horn, right?
Yeah. He's on the IR now.
Oh, really?
They just traded for C.J. Henderson.
I think their pass rush is really good. I could be mistaken. I think that's just like winning them the games. And
so that's important. So important, the pass rush. I mean, if you're looking at like defenses nowadays, like quarterbacks are so good, receivers are so good that you need to lessen the time in the pocket, or else you're going to get taken apart.
And I think that's like why the Bucks are
That's why the Bucks beat the
have a
Chiefs.
problem with the
Right, that was the X
That was
factor for
literally
the Bucks in the
pass
Super
rush.
Bowl.
And that's the issue now because the Bucks don't have the same pass rush that they did last
You
year.
don't think so?
I mean, that's why like the Rams, it wasn't even really a close game at all.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't, but that was also because the Rams ran up on them early. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that matchup is going to be a really interesting one to watch. Rams Bucks. Like
We'll play
obviously.
again.
Especially looking at like Tom Brady,
The playoffs,
who's whatever
yeah.
40x years old now, who
Dude,
can't
he's
move
second
around.
in the league
No,
in
but-
passing yards.
But my point is he can't move around as well as he used to be able to. Not that he was ever a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
But having an offensive line that can protect you long enough that he can get the ball out is what makes or breaks the Buccaneers offense, in my
Sure.
opinion. So
I'll be interested to see if any of like those running backs emerge. So far, really nobody.
Yeah.
But
So with the
I mean,
Bucks, you're saying?
yeah.
Yeah,
Like I
Fournette.
mean,
but he also
You have to
Brady
have a
has
run.
like 50, 60 pass attempts a game.
Yeah.
So they're not really relying on
And
it.
Brady's always played with like a running back by committee.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's where he
Sure.
thrives.
It is.
Sure.
It is.
I mean, it was
Because
really-
he's,
I think he
he's
only
the
had
focus of the offense.
He only had
To
a
have
running
star
back with a name. Like, I think he only had a running back with a name when he was in his younger Super Bowls, like Marshall Faulk. That was like
Yeah,
probably his best
Faulk.
running back.
Brady never played with Falk.
You never did?
No.
Yeah, you did.
I thought he did early in the Patriots. Maybe I'm wrong.
Falk was on
Look
the
at the
Rams.
Rams, I know,
with,
but
like,
didn't he
Kurt
play
Warner.
with the Patriots?
I don't think so.
Dude, why does that
Look
sound
it up.
so familiar? Yeah, I think you gotta look that up. But anyway, Tom Brady's doing ridiculous things at his age, dude. Gronk too, coming back. He caught like
Yeah.
2 touchdowns for the
He's a
first couple of
warrior.
games. He's a warrior.
You got the crown of the helmet into his ribs, and
this past game, yeah.
he came back into the game,
Brutal.
which is wild.
Brutal.
But,
Yeah. So I think that Rams team, I think that Panthers team, I think that Panthers team, who else? Or the Bucks.
Bucks,
Those
yeah.
are all legit teams. A team that I don't think is super legit is the Broncos.
Yeah.
Because they haven't played anybody, even though they've won all their games, they've done nothing to really prove that they are actually a team within the caliber of like the rest of the undefeated teams.
They did win 35-0. I know it was the Jets, but like shutting any team out in the NFL is something.
That's true,
really
because it is an NFL
Yeah.
team.
It is, but I think there's just levels to the NFL nowadays. I mean, there are some dog shit teams, as we obviously know.
Jets.
Yeah, the
Dude,
Giants.
Zach
like-
Wilson's so
Yeah,
bad.
to throw that in.
Yeah, I feel like they're pretty terrible.
The
But like,
Giants are
They're
but,
at
like-
least better than the Jets.
yeah, no, they are for sure. I mean, there's definitely levels to this. Like, you see, like Zach Wilson throw like 4 picks in a game. Like, you're on a level of your own at the bottom of the barrel, below the barrel, like in the ground. So like,
under the
but like,
ground.
there's just teams like everything changes, but like there's levels to this, and I feel like teams like that, like you can shut out if you shut out a Jets team, yes, you're shutting out an NFL team, but like, come on, they're pretty terrible, and if they're playing on a bad day also, which I think they did have against the Broncos, or they did also against the Patriots,
Right.
like it's gonna be easy pickings there. Also, to clarify, I was wrong about Marshall Faulk. They never played together, but funny enough, Marshall Faulk. When I look up Marshall Faulk Patriots, it's just him shitting on the Patriots, like only accusing them of like cheating in the Super Bowl and stuff. So yeah, that was about it.
Yeah, I guess.
Another team I think we should talk about is the Oakland Raiders. They're 3-0. Derek Carr's playing at a like Pro Bowl level right now.
Tough
He's
game.
he's number 1 in the league. Brady's number 2 in the league in passing yards, and he's number
Who
1.
have they beaten? The Dolphins, the
I think,
Ravens, and
That Ravens win was
the Chiefs?
huge.
No, the Chargers.
No, the Chargers 3-0 as well.
Oh, really?
I forget, but they've been playing really well. Their defense is really good. Max Crosby's insane.
I do want to like bring up, like, I know there's like a lot of teams, like especially the Vikings, where like there's like these like there's like only 1 or 2 plays that like prevent them from being
Like,
3-0.
3-0.
I think the Raiders, like conversely, like could be 1 and 2 pretty easily. Like if you think about how close to, I mean, they have 2 games won in
The
overtime.
Dolphins game could
The
have won either
Ravens,
way.
like they forced a fumble in the end, I think, and then
Yeah.
the Dolphins. I mean,
Yeah, but
They
they've
gotta
been
stay
like,
CDI.
I feel like the
But that's
Raiders
what
have
you
been this
miss
up and
PI
coming
call.
team for so
That's- I
long.
mean,
Ever since
that's
they got
just-
Gruden, like they've just been an up and coming team that has had.
And everyone's
better
always asked, like,
trajectory.
is
When they
Derek Carr
first-
going to take the team to the next
When they
level?
first got Gruden, they were like in shambles.
They
Remember?
were,
'Cause they had
yeah.
AB and he left. That was like a
Amari
huge
Cooper.
blow up.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper.
No,
like,
that was
The
like
AB
before.
situation was
yeah, that was
was
before.
a
The
sin.
AB situation. Remember on Hard Knocks, like he pulls up in like a hot air balloon and like it was a disaster. Dude. Like from that moment on, and I thought honestly, I had so much deja vu in the Dolphins game watching that happen because like last year it was decided like just at the very end, and like I knew like I was just like shit, like they're gonna score like And the safety that they had earlier in the game, like it was a terrible play call. I mean, definitely, I think like hats off to them. No matter what in the NFL, like if you can win games by like those just per chance margins, like look back to our season last year, and I know I'm bringing the Dolphins up too much, but like we won like 4 or 5 games in a stretch where like it was like on pivotal moments we won those games. Like Raiders are 3-0, like you got to give them some.
And that's when like good teams thrive. It's like a game of inches.
They make winning plays, winning plays instead of losing plays, and those are those pivotal plays.
Yeah.
But let's talk a little bit about the Dolphins this season. What's going on, guys?
Dude, so I don't know about Tua. You know, I still like him, but I'm a little bit concerned. I just don't know, like, when does the clock run out of, like, you kind of start to panic? I think Flores is really good on, like, a team level of keeping them calm and just kind of playing week to week. I think Jacoby Brissett's one of the best backups in the league to have.
Yeah,
by far. I mean, he's definitely a good backup to have. Listen, this is a really good Raiders team we played. We went to OT with them in their home. I really would have liked to see us hold on to the lead that we had so early on.
Yeah.
But we'll play Colts next week. We'll see what happens. I'm worried about Jonathan Taylor.
Carson Wentz is playing on two angles. Quentin Nelson's injured. The Colts are in shambles.
They're in shambles. They're 0-3. I thought they were going to be a contender.
I was at the Titans game when they played the Colts, and watching Carson Wentz play on sprained ankles was something to see. I'll tell you that.
He can't move.
He could not move. You could see the entire game as he'd walk up to the ball. He'd be like basically like limping up to the ball. You could tell something was wrong. You see Quentin Nelson getting injured, you're like, okay, here it goes. It's all breaking down now. So, yeah,
Colts
but
had so
on
much
the flip side,
too.
on the flip side, the Titans looked really good. Derrick Henry was playing well.
He's a machine.
Yeah.
Tannehill actually looked very, very
Julio
good.
has not been having the impact that people
Well,
anticipated.
Julio and AJ Brown both got like minor injuries, and they were winning big enough at that point that they didn't need more
The
snaps.
thing about Julio, though, I mean, like, I have him on fantasy, so I pay attention to him a little bit closer. Like, it's not like he's not. I just think he's older, and like it's like, you know, when you're playing at a skill position level, like the receiver that demands so much from you, it makes sense as to why he may have a lesser role with AJ Brown in the lineup, and like obviously you have Derrick Henry in the backfield, who's the only running back in the league right now, averaging over 100 yards per game,
and like getting 30 carries off.
But would you be surprised if, like, say AJ Brown sits, Julio plays, he has 100 yards, 2 touchdowns?
No,
I would be surprised.
Julio's the type of guy, if he gets like more catches, gets targeted more, he starts heating up. If he gets like 4 targets a game, 5 targets a game, he's not gonna like make that much out of it.
I don't think really anyone can, to be honest.
No, what can
and that's
you
not
do?
his, that's
Like,
not his issue.
Unless you're Tyler Boyd, who's the only receiver that I see catching like 3 receptions, 78 yards, a touchdown. Like
And
that's
Christian
always,
Kirk, bro.
Yeah, those are the stat lines I see out of those guys. But that's not Julio. He's not like the streaky, fast, you know, we'll get an explosive 70-yard play guy anymore. So
He's a high usage player.
I also think that's something that like the Titans offense could expose potentially, because all the defenses they play are going to be so worried about Derrick Henry that they have. He's maybe not the deep threat, but maybe they have someone like they had a bunch of young dudes that I'd never heard of in the slot and whatever. So like I think that might be a point where they can expose.
I mean, it's such a
It's
fascinating offense because like you think about it from so many different angles. Like Derrick Henry, you want to stop him, you need to stack the box, and then what? You're gonna have single coverage on AJ Brown and Julio. Like you're not going to be winning those games like on a constant basis with like single covering AJ Brown, single covering Julio, like one high safety. Like those guys, any given play can beat both the corners that you have.
Yeah,
right.
That's why the Titans are a threat this year. I mean, they consistently have them.
What's up? This is a Patriot fan. This is Brady.
He's our sweet man.
He's really excited. Mac Jones, but what are they? They're 1-2 right now.
Yeah. No, the Patriots, honestly, especially after last week, I'm not thinking. I thought after the very first week that was a close game. I was like, you know what? Maybe Belichick's going to coach this team.
Because everyone was like, the Dolphins are so good, and they almost beat them.
Yeah, guys, we need to discuss the biggest game of the year, Sunday. Tom Brady comes back to Foxborough.
Dude, tickets in the nosebleed are going for $500.
Are they really?
Legitimately. Yes, and
it won't be much of a game. I think Bucks win by like 2
of course. I mean, honestly, that's what I was about to say.
Belichick testing of the season.
Maybe, but that's what I was rambling about. I don't think the Patriots have this.
Brady's also one of those guys, like after a loss like that, he's gonna be like so fired up coming back home, and
he's probably never lost like twice in a row. And also,
dude, did you see him at the end of the game? He was like,
yeah.
Yeah, but he was like
He's
also
getting locked
just
in.
like
He's locked in.
shooting the shit with Jalen Ramsey. on the
Facts.
field.
Did you guys see the report saying that
Yeah,
like
he was chirping.
Brady wanted to get out of Foxborough in 2017?
17, I did see that.
Wow.
Belichick didn't appreciate him enough.
I remember
Real
that vaguely,
situation.
actually.
No, it just came out this week.
But I feel like there was always little like rumors going around about him being unhappy with Belichick.
Yeah.
Because Belichick didn't treat him like the guy, which he is.
Well,
He's Tom
Belichick,
Brady.
just his style of coaching is obviously
Like,
extremely
treats everyone
successful, and
equally.
he treats
Yeah.
everyone like the same guy. Like
And then, like, there's something to say about that because
Totally.
that's why maybe he's so
I
successful.
mean, it's a
but-
winning
I feel like
formula.
that's Brady being so entitled to. Like, he won
No, it's
X
not.
amount of
When you're Brady,
He's won
like
like
six
X amount of
Super Bowls.
Super Bowls with Belichick's coaching. Like, obviously something's going
it's
right.
not
Don't
entitled
then
when you
complain.
go and win a Super Bowl right after leaving. When you're
Yes,
Brady,
obviously,
you
but,
have
like-
you have the authority to say that's not entitled.
I think
because
If it's
I am
not
that
working, I understand why you complain. If it is working, I feel like you
No,
really
because
have the
Brady
reason.
thought it was working because of him. So he has all of the ammunition to say, listen, you have to treat me this way because I'm why it's working.
And it
And
turns
he
out
only
he's right.
proved it because he left. The
Turns out
Patriots are
he's
in the
right.
shitter.
And if I'm
And he's 44, number 2 in the league,
Right.
winning Super Bowls.
it is crazy.
So how can you say that he's
Fair.
being entitled when he's being that guy?
And if I'm a 22-year-old rookie coming into the same culture as Brady, who's 39 and has won like 5 Super Bowls, I'd expect to be treated differently.
I mean, like, it's the same thing like with Michael Jordan. When if you feel like you're the GOAT, like, would you say
Similar
Michael Jordan's
situation.
being too much of an egomaniac when he's like, no, I'm not going to run drills with the rest of the team. I'm going to go put up shots myself in the back. Like,
I don't even think
yes.
Brady
I
did
don't-
that. It was more just like
Yes,
the way
because
he,
I know, but I'm
that's
just
way
that's an
different.
anecdote.
That's a
It's
way
an
different
anecdote.
anecdote because basketball is such a team sport that like that's like basically fuck you to the team. I'm gonna go do my own.
It's also I mean, I want to get into basketball because it's around football, but like I feel like it's also like if he's so good, he could probably do his own shit. But like you're also working with grown men. Keep
Yeah.
in mind, like this isn't like high school or college where like coaches have more authority over you. Like these are grown men like interacting with each other. You know?
Okay,
Like,
I guess my overall argument is if you're the guy adding all that value and you think you are that guy, I don't think it's necessarily out of line to want to be treated like that.
that's
guy.
fair.
I mean, to be fair, I think the fact that they went through so much together, like you would expect that they would have a different relationship
And you would
in
expect that
comparison to other people.
Belichick would have a little bit more. Like, it's not only the one way of like, wow, why is Brady asking more? It's like, why is Belichick not showing more appreciation?
But that's
for the
also like his
quarterback?
style. And maybe that shows that like
Maybe.
you don't need to be best friends with your coach to have like a winning culture.
That's
Like
true.
their winning culture, Patriots players, ex-players have said like it was successful, but it wasn't fun.
But that's the thing. You make the sacrifice to win.
That's what they said about the Bulls too. Not to draw it back to
Right.
that again, but everybody thought Michael Jordan was a dick, but he got it done.
Totally.
You know, like
And I also think coming
That's
from a
what it is.
sports background, like my point is more coming from a sports background, and that like when you have that one player on the team who is like that guy, you like as a player who isn't that guy, you like hate to see like the coach like treating him like his little son, and everyone else is like.
But do you
Basically,
think
like-
that's what Brady wanted? I don't think Brady
No.
wanted to be Belichick's son. I think Brady wanted the respect of the GOAT.
Obviously not, but I'm also talking from a high school perspective,
Right.
so like it's a lot different than
Right.
treating.
Did you wish you were the coach's son?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it feels more. I like the team spirit where it's like everyone is in it together and no one trusts it.
You're right. That's
Being a
more.
shit.
That's more ethical competition.
I agree. That's like the ideal situation, but like then again, we're dealing with people that are like making millions and millions
Hundreds of millions
dollars,
of dollars.
which is so it's gonna change. I want to bring up back to the Justin Tucker debate. Is he the GOAT kicker?
Yeah.
No,
You see,
Adam
Who else?
Vinatieri. bro.
No, dude.
So
Vinatieri-
I've looked at this from both
What about
angles.
Prater?
Think about
Prater held
this.
the
Think
record
about this.
before
It's okay. It's either Vinatieri or Tucker at this point. You can't. I don't
It's
think
not
you can-
Gostkowski.
It's not Gostkowski. It's not Prater. It's either one of the two. And the way that you judge it is, Tucker obviously had the longest kick. He's made a lot of clutch kicks in his career. He's made all the kicks he was asked upon, I'm pretty sure, in Super Bowls. But obviously, Vinatieri has game-winning kicks in Super Bowls. So, like, what do you value more? Like,
Has
Honestly,
Tucker ever played in a Super Bowl?
when they won in 2012 or whatever.
He was on the team
He
then.
definitely was kicking for sure. Yes.
kind of
He's
big.
been kicking for.
Vinatieri like played for like so much longer. That's the reason why I say
Vinatieri was like
Vinatieri.
But Tucker is gonna keep going. I think
I
when
don't
it's all
think
said and
so.
done.
Dude, he's kicking farther than he's ever had,
Yeah.
and he's like, "What age is he?"
That was
37
crazy.
or something like that. 36. I don't know. But I would gotta say, actually, when you preface it like that, it's gotta be Vinatieri.
No, it's gotta be.
It's
Because
Vinatieri.
legacy-wise,
Who, like when you hit that clutch shot
31.
in the Super Bowl to
Wow.
win, Like that field goal means more than every other field goal that was made in the regular season by Justin Tucker, regardless of length, because he won the Super Bowl.
Also, the whole Patriots dynasty started like in that Tuck rule game, 1998 against the Raiders. Vinatieri made like a 43-yard kick in the stuff.
Yeah, he won Super Bowl XL.
Oh, facts.
I also don't think that, like, from an outsider perspective, a lot of people probably look at kicking a field goal like, oh, it's pretty easy. But, like,
It's not hard to get that far.
It's definitely a very, very challenging thing.
I would have made that field goal against the Dolphins.
And that's why I agree with you, Ethan, in that, like, Vinatieri making those clutch field goals to win a Super Bowl, I think pushes him ahead of Tucker having, like, 66-yarder is obviously insanely impressive and to win the game. But
yeah, that was insane.
But it is about
the
opportunity.
clutch level is just different.
Think about that. It is, but like from a kicker perspective, right? He's doing. I mean, I agree. It is Vinatieri because the opportunity.
I see that argument.
But like kickers have less control, I believe, on like the advancement of the team throughout the playoffs and everything than like let's say a quarterback would. Obviously, that makes like a lot of sense. But like Vinatieri obviously has been on more teams where they are in the Super Bowl and they're in that point where he's got to make the kick to win the game. Tucker has been in one Super Bowl. He's on a team where it's a contender. The Ravens are contenders, but like, are they going to make it this year and allow him to have that chance?
But I think Vinatieri has an opportunity that like a lot of people don't. Like he just happened to be on like these winning teams. Like Tucker, like that's.
I think we also have to like resettle this argument in like 10 years when both careers are.
Yeah.
over.
No, I think because what if Justin Tucker hits a game-winning field goal this year? Then that might change the tune.
If Lamar Jackson
Vinatieri's been to so many more Super Bowls than Justin Tucker.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Right. It's all about that opportunity.
Yeah. I think he has the most points in NFL history.
Tucker
Vinatieri.
It's gotta be.
It's got to be Vinatieri. He's like Tucker's 31.
He retired when he was like 50.
I mean, dude, have you guys watched the Pat McAfee like stories about Adam Vinatieri? They're so cool.
Pat McAfee show is so interesting.
First off, that's a sick show. And it's like almost as good as the Vandy Blitz, but like
almost,
but
not
like,
quite there.
Him talking about Vinatieri, like it's so cool. Like he talks about like how like he's just so locked in on every kick. Like every kick he takes, like almost like a game-winning kick. And like Pat McAfee is always like trying to fuck around with him. Like he's like they're going out to kick a game-winning kick, and he's like like whatever. The Vinatieri like just looks at him like stone cold, like don't fucking talk to me. And he just lines up and just drills it like every time.
And like kickers have to probably be the most mentally tough out of all of them because
because it's like
because you have one shot. Like,
exactly.
Also,
and missing a field goal is such a big
so much worse than making it. Like
it's
more than anything.
Such a big deal. If you look at a kicker that has made every extra point through the season, but he misses one in a random game, you're gonna be like, God, this guy fucking sucks. He missed a fucking extra point. It's like,
I mean, dude, it's crazy that Raiders kicker is like on a streak of like 28.
Daniel Carlson.
Yeah, I mean, it literally. This is why I had deja vu because Jason Sanders had the same streak last year when we played them, and then made the game-winning kick, and then it was just vice versa.
We're gonna do games of the week. Ethan has a cool game.
Let's do games of the week, and then we will wrap it up with our prediction for the game tonight, and then we will send you on your way with your weekly dose of Vandy Blitz. But my game to watch for this week is Cardinals Rams. You know that I'm totally on the Rams bandwagon for this season. I'm a Matt Stafford supporter, but someone else who's been extraordinarily impressive is Kyler Murray. Never failed to meet expectations and exceed them. This Arizona team is scary this season, to be honest. And I think it's a real test because it's a young team ready for the regular season, eager to prove something against this Rams team. Less so, a weathered veteran Super Bowl winning team that has their eyes on the playoffs. This Cardinals team has their eyes on winning every single game. So I think this is a real test for the Rams.
Kyler's good too. Kyler's going to watch. I think it's a great game.
2-3-0 teams going at each other. So
my game will be, and I don't know if I'm stealing this from you, Jacob, but Broncos Ravens.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think Broncos Ravens is a great game. Sets up like what we were talking about before this even started. Like Broncos are 3-0, obviously. Are they legit? That's the question.
This is a real test.
They played. You said 0-9 is the combined records of all the other teams they've played. If they beat the Ravens, they're legit. If the Ravens beat them, they get even more momentum after what a sick win they just had.
Does that totally invalidate the Broncos? What if it's a close game?
Obviously, if it's a blowout,
I think it depends on how the game.
It depends on how the game goes. Yeah, and I don't think it'll be a blowout, considering the Broncos have a pretty good defense as well. But you really never know.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up the Monday night game, the Raiders Chargers.
Ooh.
I think this is the game where the Raiders fall.
It's gonna
you
be
know,
Herbert.
Justin
Carr.
Herbert.
Wow.
Justin Herbert went and beat Pat Mahomes.
And he's MVP, bro.
So
By the way, he has been playing insane.
but no, I think this will be interesting. I think it's Justin Herbert's chance to shine and beat the 3-0 Raiders and bring the Chargers up to 3-1. So I think that's going to be a really, really good game this
And
Monday.
that is definitely one to watch.
And it's
That's gonna
also
be
an in-division game. Like,
they always have good games.
has a
Last
lot,
season, I'm
yeah.
just pretty sure it was like a crazy.
Dude, it was
That's
crazy.
division is
I don't want to retract too
second
far,
best.
but like it was crazy to see like him and Mahomes battle, and then Mahomes throws the pick, and you're like, and Herbert's still on the sideline, like just like, yep, let's go.
And then did you also
Yeah.
see that like Herbert was like basically ignoring him? When,
post game.
Oh, what?
yeah, Mahomes was like trying to like dap him up, be like good game, and he just like ignored
He's
him.
like, all right,
Shit,
thanks.
yeah.
Herbert's
I didn't know he was
mom
like
of
that.
mentality,
That's
Damn,
bro.
MVP level.
Mom
dude.
of mentality.
Damn, he doesn't give a damn. That's awesome.
My game of the week is Browns Vikings.
I knew it, of course.
No, like so the Vikings are 1-2, and like week 1, Dalvin Cook has a fumble. If that doesn't happen, they win the game.
Right.
Week 2, Greg Joseph misses a 37-yard chip shot. Then you're 3-0. But other than that,
I mean, the
Brown-
Lions are basically
That's
3-0,
true.
guys.
Super Greg Joseph.
Browns are 2-1.
You guys have the worst history with kickers. In
I know.
I know Vikings just don't know how to
Like
hire
Blair
kickers.
Walsh,
Blair Walsh,
Shout out my
and
boy
Carson,
Blair
Kai
Walsh.
Forbath. No, Forbath was good. But
Trade the house for Justin Tucker.
That's what
Yeah.
you have to do, clearly.
so the Browns with Hunt.
Hunt is a
Their
weapon.
defense as well is going to be a very big test for the Vikings.
It's gonna be Hunt and Chubb, best running back by committee in the league, and the Browns.
Hmm.
Baker's been playing really well, and so Kirk's been playing. Last week, I think he played at an MVP level, played insane.
He did, but can he do that for more than 1 week out of the year?
And that's a great question. It's a 2. Browns are favored by 2. I think the Vikings win by like 3 points. I think it's a really good down to the wire.
You know what? I'll say this
How
here
much are Browns
for
minus 2?
our episode next week. If the Vikings win, I will I don't even know. Like, what should we have to? Because I don't think
I'll
we'll
lose a
win
lot
the
of money.
Browns.
That's what will happen.
Yeah,
So,
I'm curious,
we'll admit
do you
that.
think that Dalvin Cook's availability is has a lot of sway?
Dalvin
on
will be
that?
back, but even if he's not 100% healthy, I think Alex Madison's one of the best backup running backs.
Yeah, that his performance last week convinced me.
No
Maybe
idea.
Cook's ain't all that.
So,
Maybe it's the line.
Cook-
the,
Cook is
the
over.
Browns have Garrett and
The
Flower.
Browns, yeah, that's true.
It's gonna be a good game.
We're gonna
It's
think
so
of a fun.
scary.
We're gonna think of like a fun
He's gonna
bet.
bite Kirk's
Yeah.
head off.
If
I'll
the
pass it
if the
around.
Vikings lose, we'll think of something funny to do.
Yeah.
And if they win, they're all gonna have to do
I would
something.
You have to-
never-
you have to gritty.
I would never
Yeah.
wish an injury on any player, but I'd be surprised if Kirk Cousins doesn't get some kind of minor injury after this game.
Kirk
I
has
saw
never what
Some
what.
of his Miles Garrett's pass rush
No.
was crazy.
Don't
He's gonna-
say.
He's been
take
at-
his helmet
the
off.
Browns-
Alright,
ball.
I wanna
The
get
Bears-
on
yeah.
to my
Let's get off the Viking talk.
One thing, Bears gave up 9 sacks against the Browns defense last week.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's
And
The
I'd be
Vikings
scared
should
of
know
my
better.
better.
Well,
Yeah.
good luck, Wilf. I am gonna move on to this game. I'm really excited about the Panthers defense. I said that earlier, and I think that the Panthers and the Cowboys are gonna be in a really
That's a
tight
good
game. Yeah, because I just
Wow.
think that that's the biggest test for the Panthers defense this
Cowboys
far.
have been a good team so far this year.
And
Yeah.
also, and I think the Cowboys defense, are they legit? They
I
have
don't know.
a couple
Yeah.
Zeke
Trevon
finally
Diggs
did
has
something
a
last
pick in every game.
Thank God.
week.
Parton-
Fantasy
Micah
team.
Parsons is looking good. I think
He is
the
looking
Cowboys
Rush has
defense
always been solid,
under Dan
so-
Quinn is a lot better than we saw last year. And now that Dak's healthy, I think the sky's the limit for that team. But
Again, I think that's one of those games where it's a test for the 3-0 Panthers
Yeah.
to see
Yeah.
are you
are you
legit?
real?
There's
Yeah.
a lot of good games coming up this week. Let's wrap up the episode picks. Tonight's game, you guys will know the result by the time we post this episode, so that's why it's the one we're predicting. Get a sense of our accuracy. Bengals, Jaguars. I'm gonna go Bengals. Joe Burrow's looked good this season. Jaguars are atrociously bad.
I think you're kind of a psycho if you don't go with Bengals.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, are we just choosing spread or just straight up?
Straight up.
I mean, yeah.
I think straight up, and I think Bengals cover the spread.
What's the
So,
spread?
7.5.
I think they win by 10 points. I think Jamar Chase is the best rookie receiver right now.
I
Best
don't. But
road
I don't
connection is
think
crazy.
maybe. But he also has 3 30-yard touchdowns. That's a rant. That's just a lot of that is up to chance.
That's
you
fair.
can't sustain.
Could
it.
just
Yes,
be.
and
He's
open up on
getting
the
5
corner.
receptions a game. I
Yes,
don't
but you
think that's
You also need to have the ability to get yourself open.
sure.
He's also been beating when he gets those touchdowns. He's been beating the cornerback
Yeah.
It's true.
speed wise.
I just think that like
So
you can
who do
see
you
you
think?
can see Chase come down to it. I got the Jaguars.
No, you
actually.
don't.
I swear.
Are you joking?
He's
I'm
wearing the
taking-
Jaguar green. That's why.
T-Law.
Listen,
I'm
I
actually tempted to choose the
I just
Jaguars.
I
Spread or straight up?
I mean
What time does the game
I
start?
think we're saying straight up here. We're saying like who wins the game. So I'm gonna like go off on a limb and
Are
say
you
the
actually
Jaguars.
putting money on that?
We'll see. We'll see.
Dude, I might hammer.
But I just
no
like
way.
I like the Jaguars to like surprise people. I don't think the Bengals are like that good.
I don't
I
think
mean,
the
like,
Jags are good.
Joe
Jaguars are shit on
the
Thursday.
Jaguars aren't good, but they played a
They're
tight game
so
with the
bad.
Cardinals.
It's
for-
like a lot,
They're
a lot
so
of
bad.
per game. It's
Dude,
not-
Trevor Lawrence is throwing interceptions at the ass. Like this guy.
You
is-
gotta go bald and he'll become way better.
I think like you don't expect it and then it happens. Like
Maybe.
I'm riding with the Jaguars.
You better hope it happens this week.
Alright,
I
Joe.
think
The
they're like a
NFL is also
fool.
the
Joe,
place
round
for
us
those type
out.
of games where it's
You
like
gotta go with Burrow
Who
and
knows?
Chase. It's just looking. I mean, it's looking good for them. Honestly, I'm happy for them. You know,
It's looking good.
Two
They've had a
young-
pretty
two,
shitty
like,
life. So
two
it's good for
like
them.
relatively new NFL coaches, two relatively new quarterbacks, and like the defenses are kind
Except
of
one is a
toss.
true rookie, and the other one has been in the league for a year. It looks way more comfortable right now.
Joe
I
Burrow
mean,
looks
he's
like a
thrown like 4 picks over the last 2 games.
Burrow.
Yeah,
So, dude, Lawrence had like 3 last game. Like, let's
Alright.
not talk interceptions.
that's what I'm saying.
battle
It's
of the
gonna
Bengals
be
is
like
hard.
it's gonna be a mess.
Suppose
Joe Burrow, the
Hey,
Bengals versus
The
Jacob
only
Harris
way
and
to
the
settle
Jaguars.
this, the only way to settle this is for the football to be played. And we can't do that for you. Instead, you're gonna have to watch the game. But thank you guys for watching this episode of the Vandy Blitz and our NFL week recap. Stay tuned, subscribe, like. We will be coming back with more episodes soon. So thank you guys for watching. Peace out.